Happy Sunday, Green Country. We are again dealing with kind of an alternating storms then heat kind of pattern here for our Sunday for the next several days. So once again, like Saturday, starting off a little soggy in some spots, but don't let that fool you because the heat still cranks back up later on today. In fact, it could be dangerously hot in some spots. We've had this quite a bit this time of year already with a heat advisory in effect for the majority of Green Country this afternoon into early this evening. That means heat index values near or maybe even above 105. That's tough to deal with. Now, of course, that's for areas outside of storms. Obviously, if you get under a storm like we had yesterday, it could cool off quite significantly. So hour by hour for the Tulsa Metro, the best chance for rain for the most part this morning with these continued off and on shower and storms we've been dealing with. We'll eventually break out more sun for the afternoon. That'll be enough to push us well back into the 90s, but still a lingering about 20% chance or so for isolated storms throughout the day. So once again, obviously outside, this would be temperatures outside of the storms here, quite hot, but if you get under a storm, obviously we could get a big cool down. We had about a 20-degree drop with storms as they rolled through yesterday, and that's kind of typical. Some of us will be very hot, some of us will get a nice cool down, but it's just very widely scattered, kind of randomly scattered storms throughout the morning and particularly again this afternoon. So it's hard to pinpoint any one location where storms are more likely than others. It's just about a 30% chance or so for any one spot to see a storm. And you should know the routine by now. If you have outdoor plans, if you're going to be at the pool, at the lake, just be very aware, especially with storms this afternoon. They'll more than likely develop extremely quickly, can fall apart quickly, but can produce damaging winds and, of course, intense lightning, which is something you never want to get caught under. So just keep an eye to the sky. Of course, keep our free News on 6 app handy. We'll give you the latest alerts as those storms develop. Tomorrow, kind of rinse and repeat, more of the same. They have a few spotty showers in the morning Monday, and then once again, some off and on storms developing during the afternoon, during the heating of the day. Hot, 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 though. Highs back into the mid to upper 90s, about 96 on average. Again, this would be outside of any of those storms. Tack on the humidity. Yikes. Heat index value is 106 to 107. Possible in many locations. Unless you get a cool down, consider yourself one of the lucky ones if you get a cool down later on today. The heat not going anywhere, but neither the chance for off and on storms for about the next 4 days. We'll just have that hit or miss activity hanging around. A few more clouds keeping the temperatures down slightly Tuesday into Wednesday, but then as the rain chances diminish, the heat cranks back up with highs getting closer to or maybe right up near 100 by late next week. There's a look at your 7-day forecast. Hope you have a great Sunday.